The movie starts with this guy, Elliot, and he's driving with his daughter, Ridley. They're heading to his boss, Odell's house, and this is a huge deal because Odell has last-stage cancer and is about to make Elliot the new vice president of the whole company. Elliot is totally pumped, but of course things go wrong. They're running an hour late, so Odell calls and is super mad. Elliot's trying to apologize, but then his dust allergy kicks in and he starts sneezing like a maniac. He totally loses focus on the road for a second, and bam, he plows right into something. When he gets out of the car, you will not believe what he hit. A baby unicorn. It's lying on the ground in a ton of pain. Ridley goes over and touches its shiny horn, and suddenly she's having this crazy cool vision like she's in another world. But just as she's getting into it, she hears screaming. She opens her eyes, and it's her dad. He's got an axe in his hand and is just mercilessly hacking the baby unicorn to death. It's so messed up. Ridley is screaming at him to stop, but he just keeps going. Then they decide they have to take the body with them to get rid of the evidence. Total disaster. So they finally get to Odell's house. Elliot and Odell have their meeting, and Odell is like, look, I've accepted I'm going to die, and I think you're the only person who can run this company after I'm gone. Elliot is all ready to go, whipping out a bunch of business ideas, but right before Odell signs the papers, he's like, hold on, not now. I feel like I should spend some more time with you and Ridley. I want to get to know you guys better. Upstairs, Ridley is totally freaked out. She goes to wash her face, and when she looks in the mirror, all of her acne is completely gone, like it was never even there. And she figures out it must have been the unicorn blood that splattered on her face. She sprints downstairs to her dad and is like, Dad, listen, this is serious. We have to get out of here right now. But Elliot says, no way, they have to stay because Odell wants to hang out with them. They're arguing when suddenly they hear this super loud screaming from outside. The sound just gets more and more terrifying. Everyone runs out to see what's going on, and something has smashed the window of Elliot's car and busted out. And guess what? It's another unicorn, but this one is huge. The security guard totally panics and just shoots it. Everyone is just staring like, what is that thing? And Ridley's just like, it's not rocket science, it's obviously a unicorn. At this point, Elliot knows he can't hide it anymore, so he spills the beans to Odell and confesses that he hit the baby unicorn with his car. Then Ridley tells him that her acne just vanished, and Elliot suddenly realizes his insane dust allergy is gone too. He hasn't sneezed once since the unicorn blood got on him. Then it all clicks. He remembers when he was showing the papers to Odell, his vision suddenly got perfect, and he didn't need his glasses anymore. It was the unicorn blood. It's got some kind of magic power. That night, Elliot goes to check on Ridley, and she's just sitting in a room looking super worried about everything that just happened. Okay, so Elliot goes to Ridley and is like, hey, when you touched the unicorn's horn, did you see anything? And she's all, Dad, I felt this super weird connection with it, and I have a really bad feeling about these Odell people. I think they're super greedy. She tells him they have to get the unicorn and just bail. But Elliot is so obsessed with his promotion that he's like, no way, don't even think about it. Ridley gets so mad at how selfish he's being that she kicks him out of her room. She starts looking at old family photos and sees a picture of a unicorn behind a picture of her mom. So she starts doing a deep dive into unicorn history online. And get this, she finds out that for centuries, hunters and kings tried to catch unicorns, but nobody ever could, except for this one time when they tricked a good-hearted girl into helping them. After they killed it, its story got all twisted, and people started saying unicorns were monsters. After all that creepy research, she goes to sleep and has these horrible nightmares about scary jungles. Anyway, the next morning they both get taken in for tests because they got unicorn blood on them. The doctors and scientists want to see what kind of changes it made. And you won't believe this. Odell has a full-on, high-tech science lab in his house where they're experimenting on the unicorn. This top scientist, Dr. Song, gives this whole presentation about how amazing the unicorn is. Its blood and horns can heal anything. Then this other doctor, Dr. Batia, starts talking about how the horns are giving off these crazy bioelectrical signals. To see if it really works, they decide to test it on Odell. They figure he's got last-stage cancer and is going to die anyway, so what's the harm, right? So they give him some of the unicorn horn powder. Just as this is happening, the other doctors realize the unicorn's biosignals are getting way, way stronger. Meanwhile, Elliot and Odell are just hanging out. Odell feels totally fine, no pain at all. He thinks he's cured. He's so happy he thanks Elliot and even calls him his new business partner. Elliot is just beaming. But then things get crazier. Odell walks in and he's completely healed. His cancer is just gone in a few hours. The whole family is celebrating, but Ridley looks super uncomfortable. Odell tells Dr. Song to get the unicorn ready to move to their main headquarters for more tests. But Dr. Song drops some bad news. they can't replicate the unicorn cells. And Odell's wife is so greedy, she's just like, so what? Less supply means more demand. We'll make even more money. Ridley is trying to show them the history book and warn them, but no one is listening. They're all too busy planning their new miracle product. They even start drinking the unicorn's blood to celebrate. Gross, right? Ridley finally can't take it anymore and gets everyone's attention. She tells them the whole story about how unicorns were called monsters because whenever anyone tried to hurt them, something terrible would happen. She ends with, I really think we should just set it free. But they all just laugh at her and tell her she's wrong. Odell gives Elliot this death glare like, get your daughter under control. Ridley realizes these people are totally insane with greed. She decides she's out and tells her dad they have to leave, but he won't go with her. So she storms out of the house, and as she does, she sees these strange glowing lights in the sky. And then all hell breaks loose. They're trying to move the unicorn through this special tunnel when its biosignals go completely off the charts. Then boom, the power goes out everywhere. All the electronics are dead. Odell sends Elliot to see what's wrong. He goes into the tunnel and it's been blasted open. And Dr. Song is dead, impaled on a massive horn. From the shadows, Elliot sees a huge unicorn growling. The guards outside just start shooting like crazy. And get this, the unicorn's parents are here and they attack Ridley in the car. Elliot runs and manages to pull her out just in time. The big unicorn is about to attack Elliot, but Ridley screams for her dad to run and distract it. But when the creature gets close to Ridley, it just stops. It doesn't want to hurt her. Its horn starts to glow. Before she can touch it, the guards start shooting at it again, and it has to run off, leaving a trail of blood. Inside, Odell's son is yelling at Ridley, "Why didn't you tell us its parents could come attack us?" And Ridley's like, "I tried to, but you were all too busy to listen." She confesses that she feels this special connection to them, just like she did with the baby. Hearing this, Odell's wife is like, "Oh, so that's why it didn't attack her." You'd think they'd learn their lesson, but no. Odell, being the super villain he is, says, "Great, they're injured. Now we can catch them too and get even more benefits." It's so messed up. His son even steals the rest of the unicorn horn powder. Ridley just can't stand it anymore. She gets in the car to leave for good and looks up and sees those same weird lights in the sky again. But then she's like, wait, I can't just ditch my dad. She looks up at those weird lights in the sky again and sees like a pattern in the lights. She runs back inside, grabs all the unicorn pictures she printed, and starts laying them out. And boom, it hits her. Unicorns can heal themselves. Total game changer. This means the unicorns they're hunting aren't even hurt, and her dad is in huge trouble. She has to call him like right now. So Elliot's out in the woods, his phone rings, and he realizes he's in deep. Just then, this glowing unicorn just comes out of nowhere and totally takes out one of the guards. Odell and Elliot just run for it, back towards the house, with this unicorn chasing them and taking out guards left and right. Then Odell, the genius, tries to act tough and control the unicorn. Big mistake. The unicorn just skewers him with its horn. Game over for Odell. They scramble back inside the house and lock all the doors. Elliot's yelling for no one to leave. They try to call the cops, but the unicorns have cut the phone lines and the power. The electric gate won't open. They're completely trapped. So Odell's wife, Belinda, looks right at Elliot and Dr. Patia as basically like, okay, you two are the decoys. Go distract them so we can open the gate. Can you believe that? So they're about to go out and Dr. Patia just snaps. She tells Elliot, you know what? Forget everyone else. We need to save ourselves. Odell and his family are selfish jerks. She says he never should have trusted them. They decide to take the baby unicorn outside, hoping to calm its parents down, and at the same time, they manage to get the gate open. Belinda immediately makes a run for it, but she totally forgets her son is still inside, basically getting high on unicorn powder because he's a full-blown addict now. When the parent unicorns see that their baby's horn is missing, they get so mad they kill Dr. Patia on the spot. It's chaos! Elliot runs back in the house to get Ridley, and Belinda goes back for her son, but the son, Shepard, comes downstairs totally wasted and holding Ridley's research. He's like, you guys are idiots! Ridley's the key! The old stories say a girl can control them! Then he just snatches the baby's horn right out of Elliot's hand. And right then, it all hits Elliot. His greed, his stupid promotion. He put his daughter in the middle of all this. He looks at them and is like, I quit! Just as he says that, the unicorn smashed through the door. Elliot and Ridley run and lock themselves in a room. Outside, Belinda is begging her son to give the horn back to the unicorns, but he's too addicted and refuses. So his mom tries to grab the container from him, but surprise, it's empty. Elliot had swiped the horn already.
Elliot shows Ridley he has the real horn and tells her, "I did this to save you. Now run. Get out of here. I'll handle this." He says it's the only way to keep his promise to her mom to always protect her. So Ridley runs out. The unicorns just walk right up to her, but they're totally calm. She just sits down and starts crying on one of them. But Shepard sees this and the greed just takes over again. He actually starts trying to tie up the unicorn while Ridley is right there. Before he can, Elliot runs in and stabs Shepard with the unicorn horn. He kills him right there to stop the madness. But as he's dying, Shepard manages to shoot Elliot with an arrow. They both go down. Ridley runs to her dad, but it's too late. He dies right in her arms. It's so sad. But then, get this. The two unicorns touch their horns together, and there's this incredible flash of light. And they bring Elliot back to life. He's alive! They're having this big emotional hug when the cops show up, and seeing all the dead bodies, they arrest Elliot and Ridley. They think they did it all. They're trying to explain the whole insane story, but the cops are like, yeah, right. But then the unicorns themselves come running out of the woods. They basically signal to the cops that these two are the good guys. They saved the day. And that's how the movie ends. Crazy, right?